Well, hello there, Tiffany's Quilting Life friends and family. Today is Sunday, so Sunday, where I may sew, obviously, and I may play with scraps. How about I play with scraps and sew all at the same time? I'm organizing. Anyways, let's see who's all here. Let's see. What do we got today? Oh man, you never scroll it for me. Oh, we got Heather, Linda, Irish Sail Lady, Judy, Mary, Roxanne, Polly, Danelle, Robin, Tony, Digital Donna, Jody, Toby, Karen, Anna, Sally, Robin, Mary, Gloria, another Karen, Linda, Melody, Sharon, another Linda, Shirley, Linda, Ronnie, and a bazillion more. Ooh, this thing's scrolling fast now that the video is there. There we go. So if I didn't say your name, welcome. Hello, hello. So I'm just gonna discuss something real quick with you guys. If you hear me doing that constantly, I'm not sick. I actually, as you can see in my face, I was so glad that this morning it was lesser. But if you would have saw me 2 days ago, my whole entire face was swollen out. It looked like I had a nose job done. Well, in fact, I did not have a nose job, but I did have a Vivair or Vivair.
It's a sinus thing.
A sinus procedure done so that I can breathe. Right now I'm mouth breathing, which kind of sucks. It's giving me cotton mouth like crazy, but I had a sinus procedure, and it takes a while before I can breathe properly. So for the next however long, I'm going to be being a sniffles person because of the drainage. So I just thought I'd let you know it's still swollen and I sound weird. So I just want to, say that out loud. Anyways, I am going through my scraps and I pull out. Let me just show you real quick. In my fabric room, you guys have seen my fabric room in my one video. Anyway, I have drawer units like this from the little plastic dressers, and I shove these with scraps. I literally fill these up with scraps and then I forget about it for a year, maybe even longer. So been in the mood the last couple weeks to empty out these drawer units from these little plastic dresser units and organize my scraps. Now, if you've been following my channel for a really long time, the shelf that's over here, I don't know if you can see it in the screen. Okay. That's all my pre-cuts. I make my own pre-cuts of all sizes. So here we have 1-inch squares, 1.5-inch squares, 2-inch squares, 2.5-inch squares, 3.5-inch squares, 4 and 4.5 and 5-inch squares. Then I also make my own strings. I also make my own random width of fabric strips, which is, selvage to selvage, the width of the fabric or the length of the fabric. And then I also make, because I have a whole entire container filled with 2.5-inch strips. So I'm very obsessive compulsive when it comes to my scraps, and I cut everything up. But today, yeah, and I use everything. But today I decided, and I do this every once in a while, I have a Baby Go, which is what you see right here on the desk. It's just a little baby AccuQuilt Go. It's the small unit that only fits 6-inch. I don't even know if these are 6-inch. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-inch cube things. And yeah, so I have 1 cube pack that has enough to make 8 different blocks. Right? Yep. 8 different block patterns. And every now and then when I'm cutting my scraps down, I actually love to use the little AccuQuilt thing so that I can make all these little 6.5-inch blocks. They'll finish at 6 inch, but they call it 6 inch. It's a 6 inch cube, but so I'm using it to make little blocks here and there because I have a drawer that's like that size that I just showed you that's getting filled. It's where I usually put my orphan blocks. And then when I make extra blocks like this, I throw those in there as well. So that way, when I go to make an orphan quilt, I have more variety of scrappiness to it using these up. And then while I'm making scraps, if I see fabrics that give me like, oh, hey, this looks good, I'm going to put them together and make these blocks. So I take and just make random blocks with scraps of the same size. So like here was 4 2.5-inch strips. They were all the same size. And I made this with it. And it really looks like it went together in the first place. And then sometimes I like to, this is what I've been doing the last 2 days, I make other blocks like this so that I have a huge variety. Oh my goodness, it's got chickens.
I love it.
So this one has my chickens in it. And then, I obviously take, strip pieces that are of the same length and I cut them down and I make stuff like this. Blocks like this. And or I make blocks like this. That way I have a wide variety of blocks for my orphan block drawer. And when I go to finally make my orphan quilts, quilts plural, because I should have plenty of blocks to make, more than one, I'll have blocks. So that's where the AccuQuilt is coming in today. I felt like using this one to make some blocks. So that's what's right here on the table is the next block worth to make Old Maid's puzzle pattern. So, and the patterns are on the cards that come in these Go things, the Go die kits, cube. That's what it is, 6-inch cube. What's up?
Can you recommend which size rulers to use for beginners with a small budget?
Rulers for beginners with a small budget. Well, I can recommend the Missouri Star 5x15 because when you're a beginner, you're mainly playing with 5-inch squares, so you'll be cutting a lot of 5-inch squares. Or this wouldn't be budget friendly, but you definitely need this. This brand is not budget friendly, but it's Quilters Select in case you want budget, you want to spend a little bit more to get quality rulers to begin with. The Quilter Select ones, I would say get an 8.5 and a 6.5 of these. And then my favorite, if you're working with jelly roll strips, my favorite is you can get any brand. They have lots of different brands. I think Fiskars even makes a 2.5 by 20-inch or something like that. But super budget friendly, I would say Fiskars is the best brand for budget. And those are sold at Walmart. Or there's lots of online dealers that have Fiskars products.
Did you get your hair trimmed? What did you do with your hair? I want to know.
My hair is down, and guess what? I'm not a girly girl. I was just talking to Teresa Louise the other day. I'm not a girly girl. I've never been a girly girl. I never do my hair. I never do anything. I don't wear makeup. I've never worn makeup. I'm not a makeup person. I don't even shave my legs.
You do your nails, though.
But I do my nails. I do my nails because I like to have nice hands, but I haven't done them in a while because I'm waiting for them to fully grow back. They keep breaking. Anyway, so I was bored the other night because I couldn't breathe and I couldn't lay down because of this nose thing that I decided to pull out some curling irons that the girls left behind before they moved away. One of them is this straight stick that has this spinny thing that you have to spin your hair into. And the whole entire time, the cord is tangling up so much that I had like this much cord. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then it wasn't even curling my hair. So then I said, no, I don't want this one. It's garbage. Then I got this little dinky, like 3/4 of an inch stick one, this little 3/4 of an inch. And I put that in my hair, and my hair is so long, it doesn't do nothing. It curls it, yeah, but it curls just the bottom part that touches the heat from the curling iron because the rest of it's way too thick to go all the way up, when it rolls on those things. So I told Scott that night, I came out into the other room and I was like, I want to buy a curling iron. He's like, okay. And then the next morning he's like, let's go to Walmart and get you a curling iron. So we went to Walmart and bought me a 1-inch curling iron because my hair's so long. So yesterday I curled my hair and today I kind of just topped it off a little bit, but it gave it a little extra volume and it doesn't stay because I have super thin hair. I didn't use hairspray or anything, but that's why it looks different. No cutting. I'm not cutting my hair until it needs a trim. My hair is going to keep growing long. Anyways, I'm going to start sewing. I'm just sewing, making little 1.5-inch half square triangles.
How much waste do you get with that machine?
Well, it depends on how you use your AccuQuilt, on how much waste you're going to have. I'll show you when I get to my next block. But for now, I'm going to make these little blocks. And then we'll make another block and I'll show you waste. There's a lot of waste, but it's not as much if you do it just right. But yeah, there's waste. I mean, I can't give it a highly recommended review because, I don't like to waste fabric, but there's some people that prefer to use the AccuQuilt to have cut pieces.
You rarely use it.
Yeah, I rarely use it because it does have a lot of waste. But when I'm messing with my scraps, it's already scraps, and half of it I'm cutting off anyway to make it nice and straight. So for all my pre-cuts, so this is okay. But if I was cutting for a whole entire quilt, I would definitely not use an AccuQuilt because that just wastes so much fabric. And I think I cut faster than this machine.
Yes, you do.
But every now and then I like to pull it out and play with it. There's only 2 dies that I really want for it, only because they're one's curved I want the Drunkard's Path, but it would be a small Drunkard's Path pieces, so that's fine with me. And then I want a 5-inch square die. And then I have to buy some more of these things because who knew they get so chopped up, like really chopped up. But supposedly it self-heals, and yeah, I'm just amazed that it's still going.
Chopped up they get.
Yeah, that thing gets so chopped up every time I pass it through the machine. And if you're going to do an AccuQuilt, I would suggest that big unit, the bigger unit, honestly, if you were going to go that way, that route. Because this little unit's only for little stuff. So I would get a big unit if you were going to get a unit. That way you can cut out, 10-inch squares and blah, blah, blah. All right, Scott.
How do you keep your straight of grain on the go?
Well, I actually am not worried about straight of grain on the go because I'm using scraps. But I guess you would line up everything up with your straight of grain, on the die thing. I don't know if you've noticed, if anybody's ever seen these AccuQuilt dies, they're crooked on the thingy. And I have such a small machine. If I'm going to lay my fabric on here with the straight of grain, the problem being is now it's laying crooked and I can only cut 4 pieces at a time. So it only have it four pieces of fabric over. So the rest of that piece, until I can take it off and move the next part, it's always going to hang sideways. So that means it tangles and bunches up in the machine thing as I'm cranking it through. So, I guess there's different whatever. Yeah, these need to be ironed. I'll pre-press them for you, though, while you wait for it to heat up.
You ever use the Cricut to cut fabric?
I don't have a Cricut. I have friends that have it, but I thought Cricuts were for paper crafts. I don't know. I don't really buy those kind of things. I just have this. And this was gifted to me. And I highly appreciate it because I do use it. I just don't use it as much as I'd like. It mainly gets pulled out when I'm playing with scraps, which is, this past week. Actually, I started before last week, honestly, with my scraps. Hold on, let me get these last 3. They're so small. And these are
The Iron Man is ready.
The Iron Man is ready. Huh. Yeah, these pieces are pretty tiny. So these small, if you're going to want to make bigger blocks, I would definitely get a bigger AccuQuilt system. They're expensive too. Here, right there. All right, now for these bigger half square triangles.
Is this one supposed to steam all the time? Or how does this
It-
not steaming at all yet?
Oh, because it's not hot yet, probably.
Okay.
Oops. Okay, needle came unthreaded. Somebody asked the other day, why does my needle always come unthreaded on my Juki that I just purchased with your recommendation? Well, if you start off pedal to the metal, it's going to come unthreaded, especially if you use your thread cutter. If you are working up here and you're not paying attention and you go like this and your pieces touch your needle and your thread, it's going to pull the thread out as well, and you're not going to realize it because you're paying attention to your pieces that you're trying to line up using your extension table. So that would be another reason why you would come unthreaded all the time. Chain piecing actually helps with that, so that way you don't have a bunch of unthreadedness and get frustrated. But there was an answer to that question out loud instead of trying to write it. It's usually from using the thread cutter though, and pedal to the metal right after. And that's how I sew, pedal to the metal all the time. Pressing all these to the darker colors. Yep. Just finish prepping them. And I'll make those into half square or into 4 patches. Yep, his shirt was a gift from a subscriber out there, made specially for him because he's the Iron Man. There you go. All right, now I'm going to make 4 patches. What color do I want in? White. How about that? Let's put that one there. White in. White in. The cool part about making blocks using this thing is you can make them however you want. You could make every piece a different color if you wanted. All right. So I'm going to put these together as little 4 patches. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. Tiny pieces. This mouth breathing thing has been driving me crazy since Wednesday when I had the procedure done. Scott had the procedure done a month before me, and he was kind of breathing, I think, like 5 days later. Any questions, Scott? Or something to talk about? I feel like it gets so dead quiet when I'm concentrating on sewing. I can chain piece all of my 4 patches like this. And then when you go to take them apart, you take them apart in sets of 2. So that way every piece is ready for you. That's what I like about chain piecing, especially if you learn how to chain piece in an order. And you don't have to worry about getting anything out of order. Everything's already set up and ready. The one good thing about this AccuQuilt thing is all the pieces have, they're like if you use a 1/4 inch seam, a perfect 1/4 inch seam, all of these pieces match up perfectly because they are die cut. So it's like the people that do the puzzle mystery quilts, usually those are like super accurate because those are all die cut pieces for your puzzle mysteries. That's what this is. And technically, it's a puzzle mystery quilt because when I finally do make a quilt, it's a mystery right now.
Yeah.
It will be a puzzle. It will be a real puzzle. Trying to put it together. Oh yeah, and I'm only cutting regular quilting cotton scraps. I'm not cutting batik scraps. I have those separated. I pull that out of the drawers because I have an idea for all my batik scraps. So those get separated and put in another bin until I get to them. Just so I let you guys know that if you're curious about how I organize my scraps.
Oh, what model juki are you using?
This is a Juki TL 2010Q, and if you look in the chat, there'll be a link that's going to pop up that'll take you directly to it through Sewing Machines Plus. If you purchase through that link, it helps our channel out. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Have you ever made a one-color quilt?
A one-color quilt? Yeah, I've made an all-blue quilt, all blue colors. I did an all-pink quilt. I've done an all black and white quilts. I've done just yeah, lots of single-colored quilts. I do not store my scraps, though, in color. If you guys are curious about that. I don't pull all the reds out and keep those scraps together. I don't pull all the blues and keep those together, you know. All right, these need to be pressed. And then I can put the blocks together. Ooh, ooh, ooh. These yield 6-inch finished blocks or 6.5-inch unfinished. So they're kind of small, but if you put 4 of them together, you get a big block. So, yeah. All right. As soon as I sew this block, we'll use the AccuQuilt to cut out another one's worth. I guess I finished all these, so I'm going to...
Where do I buy your 108 backing fabric?
My 108 backing fabric I buy from Marshall Dry Goods. Yes.
Where I buy it?
Or Scotty buys it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to see what dye goes in what spot.
Color and background considered 1 or 2 color quilt.
A color and a background?
I guess if you mean that the background's a different color than the front, is it considered a 1 or 2 color quilt?
If the background is a totally different color than the front, yeah, then it would be a 2-color quilt. But there's plenty of beautiful 2-color quilts out there. All right, let's make...
Reversible, right?
Yeah, it's reversible. Let's see. This one is the big half square triangle. Yeah. And this one is the small one. All right, we're going to try this block next. So I need this die. I'm pulling out the die that I need. And then I need this die, and I keep hitting that dumb thing. And then I need this die right here. Yep. All right. Then I need, oh my goodness, you need a lot of dies for this block.
Yeah, this is why I just do it by hand.
No, I'm still going to do it. Well, one of them is a shape.
Oh, okay.
And then one more. I got the shape, I got that. Okay. Wow, 4 dies for that next block. Ooh. All right, let's put this one together the rest of the way. And then we'll grab some scraps and make another block. Ooh, these are so cute. All right. Everything should be exactly the same size. if I make that annoyed sound, it's not being annoyed at you guys or my sewing. It's annoyed at my breathing. Oh, the explanation pattern is nothing today. I didn't fill that out because I'm working with scraps. Oh, no. There's no code for that today.
Your go-to for making tabletoppers for antique furniture.
Go-to patterns for table toppers. For antique furniture, I would say use Civil War reproduction fabrics and make a star quilt or string quilt, or what, you could do anything, honestly. You can do whatever. Go-to wise, I always make stars, and then I do half square triangles. And there we go, taking off too fast again. Yeah, it tangled it. Sometimes it pops out. The thread just pops all the way out. Oh, come on. I'm training myself on my other machine, because it doesn't have a thread cutter. So I thought that I can learn on this machine to cut, pull away and then cut, but I don't ever do that. Let's sew it. See, and there I did it again, even though I say I'm going to learn, keep doing that, but. All right, this needs to be pressed. And then we could show off these little blocks. And then we're going to pull this. Oops, we can leave it aside for now until we figure out how much of what we need. All right, 2-inch squares. I need 4. Let's choose some colors here. How many colors is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it didn't do that for me earlier.
Does it every time I do it.
All right, let's see. Let's use.
Do I need to turn it down or something? Do I have to turn it up too high?
If it's on cotton, no, it's not too high. Let's use. I'm looking through fabric, guys. That's why I'm off the screen.
I will hold up your blocks so they can see.
He's going to hold up the blocks so that you guys can see them. Let's use this. We're going to use this one. What did I say? I needed 5 colors. This one. This one. Oh, yeah, okay. And then 2 more. Let's go with not that. Definitely not that. This one. Oh, that's not contrasting enough with that. How about this lighter green one? I'm pulling from the ironing board from already pressed fabrics. And 1 more, right? No. 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors. Oh, it's 4 colors. 1 is the same. Okay. All right. We're going to grab this as my diamonds. I need to cut 4, but in reality, I'm going to cut 8. So what I do is this is how I do this because I'm different than everybody else. This is about a 2.5 inch strip. So what I'm going to do is cut a little bit bigger than 2.5. And I'm going to cut 2 strips because I know I need 4 pieces for 1 block. Yeah, 4 for 1 block. And I'm going to line them up on here. Put my doohickey thing on here.
Just bought an industrial sewing machine. Any good suggestions before I get started on her tomorrow? Didn't come with manual.
Yeah, the industrials don't come with manuals. All right, so here's my pieces. As you can see, that is the waist. But this is how I conquer that waist. Right here, if I cut this with my rotary cutter, here's some half square triangles. Okay. And then I don't need this piece. But then I could take this, because it was put on the fold, and stack both of these on here and cut out 2 more pieces. Just like that. Put my little doohickey on here. It doesn't like that side of my desk. And the reason I'm rubbing my fingers on it like this is to, it's supposed to get rid of the static, but it did not. And again, conquering the scraps. All I do is that'll go in a pile over there. So will this. So those pieces can go towards something else. And this would be my trash. So, I mean, there is lots of waste, but I try to make it work. All right, I need 2 more pieces. Just 2.
Okay, any suggestions on the industrial before using it?
Well, put it together. An industrial before using it. Once you get it together, make sure you get it threaded. You're going to have to play with the tension to get that correct. Play with some scrap pieces. There we go. That's how it got rid of it this time. All right. Yep, and just play with your pieces and of fabric and sew and sew and sew and have fun sewing.
What cutter is that?
What cutter is this?
No, that.
Oh, it's an AccuQuilt Go system. All right, so these will go with my other scraps.
The lady's been looking for a starter combo. Are they worth the money?
A starter combo for these? I don't know, because again, I didn't pay for this. It was sent to me, but I know that they are quite expensive. But if you're wondering what dies I'm using a parallelogram that is 45 degree 2 1/4 by 2 3/16. Strange number. And a half square triangle, 1.5 inch finish, and a square on point, 2 5/8 inch. All right, I got 2 blocks worth for this, 4 and 4. Trying to make sure that I have my pieces to make 2 blocks. And then this I'm just going to put aside at the moment.
It's worth the money if you don't like cutting your own
Yeah,
stuff.
it's worth the money if you don't like cutting your own stuff. All right, we're going to use this other light color as the other.
You don't use yours because you cut your own.
I usually cut my own fabric up for everything. All right, again, we need
Is the direction
4
all
of
the
these
same?
also. The direction all the same?
Yes, is the direction all the same?
Yeah. I'm cutting them all from the same way, yes. 2, 4, there. Okay. Yes, I'm doing the fabric all in the same direction. Actually, let's cut 1 more. Oh wait, I'm just like stacking forward, making it easier because I have so much scraps that it's okay to cut that many pieces. Lay them on here. So we'll run it through twice. So I'm just going to line them up on here. They're all cut in the same direction. They're all laying on here in the same direction.
Parallelograms are going to be reversed because you cut them folded.
That looks the same direction. That's the only one, the opposite direction. That one's the same direction. And these ones are this direction.
But in 2 at a time, they can mirror each other and not angle the same.
Yep. Oh, that one is that way. Okay, I get where you're going here. So one of my pieces is not the right direction. Yeah. One of them is off on that fabric. Well, that's why I'm stacking them now. That'll work better. All right, line it up on there. I got to put this in the middle of the table because for some reason it doesn't like the edge of the table. Remember, I'm a newbie at this stuff, guys, so because I never had one of these before. All right, all those are the same direction. Let's do that again.
This is your second time using this thing, right?
No, it's like my 20th time using it.
Okay, I thought it was your second.
No, I use it when I'm doing scraps, especially for my 2-inch square bin. All right, cut it one more time. And I forgot to do that thingy with it. All right, I'm going to cut the scraps off because I tend to do that before I do anything else. And then I'm going to have to recut for that one. So here's my waist right here. That's garbage. And these can go over there. All right, 4 were cut that way. I'm going to make sure 4 are this way. These ones, I'll just cut 4 new ones. I should be able to get 4 off of this. Split that in half. Where's my rotary cutter? There it is. All right, I just recutting for the green real quick.
If you put a magazine board or comic book board on top of the mat, you can do 6 layers with clean cuts. Slide the mat after cutting it. It should stay together without the static. Slide the mat.
There's 2 more. On there. Perfect. Remember, guys, I don't use this very well. I'm not perfection at it yet. All right, I got all those. Oh, are you kidding me? Those are this way. Yeah. These are this way, not that way. So they were the opposite way. See? Trying to pay attention to the picture. And I'm only just messing up and wasting more fabric. But that's okay. That's why I don't usually do this. Just wasting. It's not even an inch. That's not an inch. All right, I need these. I don't have no more of that green. Let's change out the color because these are the wrong direction. All right, they need to be this direction. Let me look at it so that I know. They need to go that way. There's a piece. Hold on, got to choose another color real quick.
Does the handle only turn one way, or can you run it back?
It can run it the opposite direction. It turns both ways, but I did have to put the screw back in today because the screw came out. I'm going to use this one.
Just like the other machine that would Still never found the screw for it?
Okay, we're going to
Always
put the
on?
die in the direction that I want it to be cut. So it's definitely not that way. That's the bottom one. Not that way. Not that way. How is it cutting it? I don't know how it cut it the wrong direction because it was done this way, upside down. It was done upside down. I'm just going to go ahead and run it upside down. I'm just going to cut 2 and then cut 2 more. That should be enough right here. There. And fold it in half. And they're all cut upside down. That should be correct, right? No? Okay, we'll do it this way then. Yeah, I can go both directions on this thing. It works right here on the table this direction, but it doesn't work going the other way. There's 2.
Is that the right way?
Is it the right way now? Looks like it. All right, 2 more. There. There we go. Slide that in there. I haven't made this block yet. With these dies. I don't even think I've made a block like this before, honestly. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that scrap off. Okay, that doesn't need to be the same color as anything else. So that can go over there. I'm going to cut these.
Can you get the pattern that doesn't use the machine?
I could, yes. All right, we're going to cut more of this fabric now because I need 4 of them per block. So I need to cut 8 of the 2.5 inch. These I can cut however direction I feel like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be 8. And since I'm cutting 2-inch squares, I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, that's not even going to work. Want to see how this works? I put the thing on there first, then slide that over it, because or else it hangs, because this machine is not very big.
Can you get it, turn it?
Nope, it got stuck. Come on, come on.
Maybe you shouldn't have put the stuff on top.
There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The one thing about this 2.5 inch or 2-inch square die is it this one of all of them, this one gets the threads from the fabric stuck in it all the time. All right, that's garbage. This could just go right here until I figure out if I need it again. All right, I got 8 of those. I cut all those. How many of these do I need? 4 half square triangles. So I need 8. We're going to do those in this color. So I need 8 half square triangles. Slide this out of the way, slide that out of the way, slide that out of the way, and these out of the way. And this I need, how wide is they? 2.5 or 3 inches. 1, 2, 3 inch wide. So we're going to cut one 3-inch wide strip off of here. Move my pieces out of the way a little bit more. Ruler, 1, 2, 3 inches wide. And I know you're not supposed to do this, but this is scraps, and that's just how I'm working today. So I need to put this on here. This don't matter if I fold it, because this is non-directional. Let's try to run it this way again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. And then, what else do I need? 1 of these. Right? Huh? Yeah, this is a Go Baby. Or, yeah, Go Baby, that's what it's called.
Baby Go or Go Baby, whatever.
Yeah, it's called Go Baby, it looks like. All right, that goes over there. This is not needed anymore. This block is so confusing already. And we need 1 of these. Really? Well, guess what? There's enough space right here for 1 on this end. Look at that. I just need to cut 1. Uno. Oops, it's kind of got a wrinkle in it. All right. Put this on there. Throw this on there. Cut 1 piece. Oh, I need 2. Is there enough to do a second? Oh, no. I just thought about that. I'm making 2 blocks. Oh, yes. No, no, no. Need 1 more little cut. I got stuck on my thing. All right, let's cut off 1 more piece. Right there. That there. This here. And that there. I could have cut out a 2 5/8 inch square. That's okay. Trying to do the whole thing with the dies. All right, let's move that out of the way, and we're going to stare at this piece and figure out how it goes together. My scraps up there. I think after this block, I'm just going to go back to cutting scraps only. I don't know which section that goes in, so it just goes on the floor for now. All right, let's lay these out and see how it goes. Okay, 2 blocks. These go on point like this. Then this go here. It's these first. So this one goes there, and there, and this one. Oh, I needed 2 more. I need to cut 2 more of these. Go that way? I have no idea. I know how the general idea of it's going now. This one's going to go there. 2, 3, 4. Get that fabric real quick. Let's cut out 2 of these. quilts, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. If I put it right at that. Get that. Right there. That. On there. Slide it through. There's two. Two more should fit. No. Yes. Okay, good. Ooh. Scared. Good. See, that's the waist. I'm actually not going to save those triangles because those won't make a very big anything. But that's the waist from just cutting out 4 pieces. All right. Hopefully this is the right amount now. Did I cut in the wrong direction? No, I did not. That goes there. No. No. You know, when you get frustrated because you're doing something wrong, it needs to face this way. It is facing. No, it's not. Which way does that go? Upside down. That's why. They were upside down when they were cut. More scrap for me to play with another day. Probably just put them all together into some kind of star. All right, let's try that again. One more time, and then if it doesn't work, I'm going to be mad and I'm going to give up. Okay, they're going upside down this time. That was the problem. They're upside down. Right there. Right there.
Have you heard that if you have an old used cutting mesh, you heard that you can use 2 of them at 2 layers? You haven't tried it.
It's about the same thickness as a regular cutting mat. This mat thing, it's about the same thickness. Yeah, it's the same thickness, so you could probably just use a cutting mat.
No, you're saying once they get old and beat up, just to find a new one, just use 2 of them.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Just cut your cutting mat in squares, and there you go.
Oh, look. There's 1 inch available there. So that can just go here for now. That can go all the way. This better be the last time I close that up. Let's try this again. All right, that goes there. That there. There. That's going to sit somewhere right there, and that's going to sit somewhere right there. Okay, here we go. That's going to go that way. That's going to go this way.
You should only cut, you shouldn't cut 1 6 layers.
All right, then we have this. These all go the correct direction now. So we had 1 here, and 2 inch squares there, and 2 inch square there. One of these goes here. Ooh, I'm figuring it out now, my friends. Look at that. That's what happens when I get frustrated. I'm able to figure things out. And 2 of these here, there, and hold on. Something's not right. Oh, that goes there, then that goes there. Okay. Look at that. All right, let's lay these.
It just says the Dollar Tree has
Here.
very small cutting mats. So you can just get a small cutting mat and cut it and use it as that.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That one here.
You were thinking here.
That
God
way.
likes that.
Yeah.
I like thrifty.
Yeah. Right. Yes. We are thrifty here. There. That there and there. Ooh, look at that. I'm figuring it out. Okay. Now I just got to figure out which direction to sew it in. Does it say on the card? Okay, yes, it does. All right, so it says I'm making some funky unit block things first. So I'm going to take this to this first. Oh, am I doing Y seams? Oh, look at that. Y seams. Yay. A Y seam, I always start a 1/4 inch in. I just guess that on my own. Right there. And then this is also a Y seam. So I'm leaving that bottom end open. Needle up. Sliding this in. I'm going to put my needle down where I need it to go. 1/4 inch. Actually, if Scotty wants to come over here and put the camera on this side for a Y seam, people can see how it goes.
Yes. I'm sure the fans like that.
Yeah, I've shown you guys how to do partial seams.
You want it on this side? Or this side?
Put it on this side of me. Okay, camera's moving. Camera's moving, camera's moving. You guys are going to come over here. Visit me right up center to this machine. You can come way close. And lower. Adjust it to where it sees right here. See really good? Or do you need to come closer?
As far as I know.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting my needle.
Your hand's in the way though, so it's not over your shoulder.
My needle is going to come down a 1/4 inch in from this peak right here. So here's my peak. I'm going to drop my needle a 1/4 inch in. I do that by eye, but you can mark the cross point if you want to. I tend not to mark it. I'm going to do it again on these two pieces. I'm going to put my needle up because I'm chain piecing right now. I tend to do chain piecing on everything. Slide that out of the way. Again, if you want to mark a line right here, a 1/4 inch in from the edge and a line a 1/4 inch from the edge here, you'll get your 1/4 inch point where you need to put it, the needle down. I am so used to it that I know where to put it down. Did I run out of bobbin? Look at that. I'm trying to show you guys things and I'm already out of bobbin. So let me get that changed out real quick. And we'll do the Y part of the seam. Come back here and we're going to still that first part. Doesn't say which way to press, but I'm just going to press it towards this fabric right here. So you can see I have an opening that's a 1/4 inch right here, like that. And then we are going to be inserting this square right here. See? So that's going to go there. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to pull that down. Line it up right here. And it's going to stick over a 1/4 inch on this edge right here. See that? I'm going to sew down this right up to that point, and then we're going to flop it to the other one, other side. And then I forgot to sew only to a 1/4 because I'm trying to show you guys here. Probably got it all wrong anyway. Because why not have other things go wrong today? Yep, it is. Let's see, right now, by lining up this edge. Was it at a 1/4? Oh, it was at a 1/4. Look at that, I did do good. So I just need to fix that stitch real quick. Come on. this down and I'm going to fold it on top of itself just like this. See how I folded that? And I'm lining it up. And here's where we're going to create our Y seam. I'm going to sew down here and stop a 1/4 inch in. And then we'll have our little unit. So I'm going to stop right there. Sometimes I get it all the way. Sometimes I cross it. Let's see right now if I did do it right. Oh, and I crossed it probably by 1 stitch. See how that went right there? How it's kind of got a little lip. That's just 1 tiny stitch too far, right? There. Now it should undo it. There we go. So now I'm going to press it back. Which way did I have that pressed? This way. Go. There we go. And there we go. And there is a Y seam. Can you see that? There we go. Trying to I can't see in the camera, guys. I'm like, you know. So let's do another one. They're all the same. So I'm just going to do all of them exactly the same. So again, I have a 1/4 inch opening here. I'm going to put this right sides together on here. I have 1/4 inch on that end. Is that right sides together? Oh no, that's right side. Sorry. I can't tell with some of these fabrics in this lighting. All right. So I'm going to, you can either start from this end and stitch down, or you can start from this end right here and come in until you meet your 1/4 inch right there. Open it up, bring it to this side, just like this. So see, I'm folding it on there, lining it up, just like this. You can see I have a little tiny tip right there. And now I'm just going to start that needle right in that joint from this side. So I'm going the opposite way, just so you can see. And this one should have been perfect. All right. So I'm going to press that this way, press that way, and press that way. And there we have another corner. And you can see the ends, they'll get cut off, you know, right there. This is Y seams. So it takes a little bit extra work to do Y seams than, you know, other stuff. You could also connect the blocks in. See, I've not done it this way in a while, but you can start on this end and put it under and then cross over right at that peak. So I'm going to slide this in real quick. I'm going to sew it. And while it's here at that 1/4 inch, I'm going to come right up to it. And then I'm going to pivot, sliding this under and going down the other side. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Come on, right there. Line it up. Let's see, that's too far. That messed it up. Messed up. Oh wow, that went way too far.
Is there a non-Y seam way of sewing this block?
No, not that I know of. I could probably figure out without a Y seam. We'll see right now on that next block. Not too far on this one.
Make this with half square triangles?
Probably could make it with half square triangles, maybe. It's diamond around it though, that's the problem. It's on point with a diamond, so I'm not sure that'll work. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and do this my regular way. There we go. Line that up. I'm just going to do it the normal way I do it. I've done it a few times the other way, but I'm not a proficient at it.
Are all these blocks going together?
They'll eventually end up in a quilt, yes. All right. You can see this time, see this, that thread right there. Let's put the pointer on here so you can see. See, there is a hole right here now. That's because I didn't go my full 1/4 inch. To fix that, all I have to do is come onto this side, fold that out of the way, and start my needle down. at that first 1/4 inch junction. And it should seal it. There it is. So now I'm going to press it. Oh, it didn't seal it because I sewed the wrong side. It's this side. There it is right there. Well, at least both sides will be perfect this time.
Is this a Lemoyne star?
No, it's not a Lemoyne star. It's a 0 pattern. Mix this. Okay, I did something to mess this up, and I don't know what, you guys. I'm really trying to mess things up today. I'm just frustrating myself. What did I do wrong? I messed this
Okay,
up.
you got this. We all have faith.
Okay. Push down, push down, push down. There we go. Everything's fine. I'm just going to move it. Oops, wrong side. Let's put my stiletto side of it back away because that really hurts if you hurt yourself with that one. All right, here we go. Right sides together, lining it up. You can see there's a little tiny tip right here on this side, 1/4 inch on this side. Do it again. Come in. Stop right here. Break thread. Fold it to this side. Line it up. You can see that little tiny tip right there. Put the 1/4 inches on that side. I'm going to stop at that other angle. This one should not have a problem, hopefully. All right. Come on, one more stitch. This is why I should sew slower, but I don't. Open it up. Oh, look at that. That one looks great. All right, now to put the ends on. That goes that way. I'm trying to figure the way the rest of this block goes out. Mr. Scotty, I'm going to just, camera's moving, guys. We're going to go right here because I'm not 100% sure. I do need to cut these away. And I might have you press these real quick, nice and flat for me.
It's the iron.
Yeah.
My job.
Hold on. Don't take that one yet. Here, take this one. I forgot to get rid of this corner right there. I'm going to have him press these so that they're flatter. It'll help me sew better. Okay, here's these other ones. Okay, I'm going to make a second. Sorry, guys, I needed tissue. My nose is real draining.
Switching around. Doing it again.
Oh, I'll fix it. All right, guys, you can stay right there for a second.
See? I'm switching on it. It's in. I'm just switching on it. Just let me switch.
Okay, switch. My iron is eating the fabric, guys. The Oliso does not like work properly. It's broken, so.
Does sewing fast make your sewing straighter?
No. Sewing fast does not make anything straighter.
Give me those so I can iron them right. I'll get them done right. Look at that. That's not, you were trying to take that? That's not good.
You'll have to wait 2 seconds. While he presses, I guess I'll start sewing the other side. All right. Let's do some more Y seams. Oh, wait. Now I got to see which side they're on. Okay, it's going to be in this. And this. All right. He's pressing real quick. I'm sewing Y seams. Huh? Good. Oh man, what did I do wrong now?
It ain't perfect, but that's a lot better than it was, huh? What do you think?
Yep, that's gonna have to do because I am not making more pieces. Yeah, the mechanism that puts the Oliso up and down, I haven't taken that iron apart yet. So I haven't been able to permanently fix that, if I can even. So it's eating fabric because you guys got to be careful when you buy an Oliso because that mechanism goes out and then you're kind of screwed because it'll start eating your fabric. All right, let's separate these. You guys can't even see what I'm doing because
It looks better over here. It doesn't look very good now. I'm gonna do it again.
actually spray it with that water.
Yeah. Yeah, let's spray it. One of our little tricks.
That goes there. That's going to go on that end. This goes here. Nope, nope, nope. It goes there. There. Oops, nope, nope. There. That's going to go on there. That's going to go on there. There. Look, this whole thing is Y seams. Why? Why do they do this?
Have you finished one block yet?
Nope. Says to press them open. I'm not pressing any of this open. Just press it one side or the other. I'm working on the second block, but we're waiting on this piece because it got messed up from the Oliso iron. Yeah, my reliable isn't very reliable anymore. It's going bye-bye. It broke completely. I'm not using that no more. Now I'm on to, was using the Oliso, but that one has to be fixed all the way. And then Scotty's back to using the little GE General Electric iron that we have. The best one so far. Not having any issues.
Travis says the Aliso company is great, and if you call them up, you can fix them and then replace it.
Even with no receipt?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, I don't have a receipt for it. Yes, I see the cat.
Well, they want you to move the camera, so. Move the camera.
Oh, what they want? Where do they want it? On the cat, or they want it on me?
They want the camera on you, but they want to see someone always steals my chair as soon as I get out of it. Look at this sucker.
Yeah, he steals the chair as soon as Scott gets out. Remember, you don't have a microphone, so they can't hear you.
I'm talking loud right next to you. They should be able to hear me. Speaking up. Look at that guy. Daddy's moved, so I'm stealing his seat. Okay, now I'm going to put this next to you because I don't want to see these Y seams.
Carefully.
So I still don't know if they saw it.
Second one done. Here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to just come super close like this. And zoom in just a little. There you guys go. How about that? If my hand's in the way, I'm very sorry. So here's that Y. It's open at the end. Oops, there's my hand right there. We're going to put this piece right sides together, and I'm going to fold one out of the way and lining it up just like this, creating a 1/4 inch seam down here and a little tiny piece of the square hanging over up here. I'm going to lay it under here, come in, and I'm going to stop a 1/4 inch away from the edge of that square. So you can see I came in 1/4 inch away, right? So now we're going to turn it this way. It's just a half a turn right here. So there's a half a turn. I'm literally lining this right back up. You can see that other pieces seam. The other pieces fold right there. We're going to come in the 1/4 inch mark right here. I'm going to stop half a stitch before that. I'm going to make my machine stop before that. So just going to, because that'll be my 1/4 inch on this side. That'll allow for the turn. So right there, I made it stop before it.
What brand needle
So here,
do you use?
I use Oregon needles.
And what size?
And they are 90/14. And now, if I finger press this, here, finger press this whole thing, you can see that it came together as a Y. And I do have that little thread right there, because I didn't snip it off on the back side. It came through to the front side. Oh well, I'm gonna leave it. Anyway, here's another one. I'll do that again. Just folding this out of the way, grabbing my square, putting my square on here. A little tiny piece of it's going to hang over on this side, and the whole thing will be on this. I'm going to stop a 1/4 inch away from the edge down here. Again, you can mark your squares if you want. So you can see I stopped a little bit more than a 1/4 of an inch. So if you want to mark your squares, you can. So I'll have a little tiny itty bitty piece right there. Then it's folding it right here. You can see on the underside, it's just folding that piece, matching up this end, just like this. And I'm going to sew to that 1/4 inch mark. And that is a Y seam. And I back stitched at the end. So it should come together fully. See? Stitched fully to the end. You can see on the back side, stitched both ways. You can see it stops right here at this tip, and on this side at that tip, and then you just press it however the pattern or whatever you're doing says. I'm not really following any directions. It says on this stupid thing, this press open, but I don't press anything open. And then I'm going to pass all these to Scott, and he's going to press them down, and then we're going to figure out how to put the block together. So let's move, zoom back out normal. Down here.
Can you still do Y seams if you press the seam open?
You can still do a Y seam if you press it open. Unfortunately, you guys are in a position right this very second with the camera. I may hit it accidentally. All right, let's figure this out. So it says to sew these pieces on here first. These are going to be Y seams as well. I'm pretty sure of it. It doesn't say. Where are we at? Layout confined units on the center, pin and sew from each side of white on point, stopping stitching 1/4 in from the edges, press towards seam. So I'm going to make sure when I line this up that I have a tiny bit on each side, and I'm going to come in a 1/4 inch on that unit, I guess, onto this right here. So I'm going to come a 1/4 inch in on this, I think, on the inner side, not the outer side. So let me go sew that real quick and see if that's correct before I move the camera. We're going to see if it's correct. It looks okay. I'm not 100% sure. Right there. So then this one would go on it. Opening this up. Okay, yeah, so that's continued Y seam. So I'm sewing a 1/4 inch in from the edge of this piece, not of my square. And then we're going to hook the square pieces together. Because it doesn't go fully to the edge. And then once that's on there, so I'm going to press that right here momentarily, then this will hook to this right here, just like this. And then those edges should line up. All right, so I'm going to sew that real quick. And that's another Y seam. And that's coming in from the edge, sewing to a 1/4 inch in. And it looks like this. So now I'm going to put this back where it goes, right there. I'm going to do the same thing on these two, and then these will get sewn together like that. So I'll put this one on. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch with this one, and then combine all the things and then add these 4/4. So let's go back to the machine.
Am I moving the camera?
I got it. Yep, right here. I'm going to move that little piece out of the way. I'm lining this up with a little tiny bit on each end. It's literally like 1/8 of an inch on each end of that square because those are the corners. And then I'm just, oops, come on, stay where I put you. Put that needle down 1/4 inch in. Stop at 1/4 inch right here. Drop things. Open that out of the way so that I can put this final piece on. Nope, it goes this way. I'm making sure it's correct first. And I have all these little openings on these corners that are all 1/4 inch, but I'm still going to line this up. Come in right here and stop right there. And then we're going to fold these together. And it's folding the whole block. You can see this side lines up. You can see that this side will line up. And we're going to sew 1/4 inch from the edge in, and we're going to stop at 1/4 inch, which is right where the fold of this is. So you can actually fold that out of the way and get an even better edge. This is definitely not a beginner friendly block from this die set. This is definitely for those that are used to, oh, I went one stitch too far, that are used to sewing or making quilts, or the back side is a mess. I'm just finger pressing right now. All right, here we go again. Folding it, lining this up with that end right here, lining this up, sliding it under and stopping 1/4 inch before my end. Oh, well, yeah, if the machine would sew, then I could sew. Oh, did it come unthreaded? No, it didn't. It didn't come unthreaded. Come on, right there. Stop right there, Tiffany. All right, there's that one. This one was that stitch I picked out right here. And one more seam right here. That's a lot of Y seams. It doesn't even say it's a Y seam on here on the thing. That it, like physically, it doesn't even write it on here. It just shows you a dot. See that dot right there? It shows you a dot and an edge to that you have to automatically assume that this is a Y seam. It doesn't say it in the directions except for right here, Y seam. Combine units with a Y seam. Does anybody even know what a Y seam is when you first start quilting? You're like, what the heck is that? I'm using a 2 as my stitch length. It's easier to get out when I mess up. That's pretty much what I do for piecing, though, is a 2 for regular piecing. 1.5 for paper piecing, or 1 point whatever for paper piecing. Now I'm going to figure out which way I'm going to press everything. I'm going to assume that it's just going to want to go whatever way it wants to go. All right, there we go. Just like that. That's the way it's going to go. So one is going this way, one is going that way. You're supposed to press them open. That's what it says on the paper, but I'm not really caring about that. I'm going to put my 4 corners on here and then give it to Scott to press. These have notches, and this will line up right here. I'm going to show you. Those notches with these die cuts, they line up at the edge. So there's no hanging anything over, and you know exactly how to line it up. So I'm just going to sew all 4 of these on, and then we're going to put the other block together. All right, this corner right here. Oh, yes, right here. Lining those notches up. Again, this block is from the Go 6-inch block cube set. This one's the 0 pattern, in case you guys are curious. And you have this same unit, but you haven't made it yet because it looks hard. And one more. Right here. All right, I'm going to finger press all this back and hand it to Scott. He can press the whole block.
I have to sit on the floor now. Now I get to stand and work.
All right, he can press that while I bring all the pieces for the other block over here. That way you can watch it again.
Allow one down.
All right. We're going to lay this on here again. It goes here, like that, that. Oops, nope, nope, nope. Like this, and like this. Oh, and I forgot to cut all these off before I had them ironed. It probably helps you line up better if you cut these on or something. I don't know, but I'm chopping mine off. Oops, that's going to go that way. I don't ever keep the dog ears on anything that I sew usually, unless I'm in a like super hurry. I always cut them off. More. I'll show them when it's done. All right. There we go. All right, I'm going to attach those first again. So I'm going to go right sides together. I have a little bit right here on each end, a little tiny, tiny dab. See? Right here and right there. Just a little tiny dab at that background. I'm going to come in at a 1/4 inch, drop my needle, sew to a 1/4 inch right there. It's literally in that seam. The 1/4 inch lands on this seam, and this one is a guesstimate right there, which is, I could tell from right now, just from right here, it's one stitch too far. There we go. All right, open it up. I'm just going to finger press it back. We're going to put that down, grab this next one, and put this one on. Yeah, this is the Go Baby machine that I used with the 6-inch Go Cube blocks. Again, lining it up. Come on, right here. And sewing a 1/4 inch to a 1/4 inch.
Are all the polka dots supposed to touch?
No, they're not. The polka dots do not touch. I'll show you the card in a minute. Let me just get this sewn in real quick. And that was one stitch too far. Oh no, it's perfect. Good, 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 good. Pressing it back. I'm going to lay it right here. Grab this next one. You can see that I'm leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just lining these up and sewing with 1/4 inch in to 1/4 inch over. And I probably could back stitch, but I'm not doing that either because I'm really just trying to hurry up because this block is annoying me. You ever have that project that you just get super annoyed with? Well, this one's it.
Well, yeah, this one block's taking an hour and a half.
Yeah, this block is taking so long. I've never taken this long to make a block. Well, 2 blocks.
Technically, you did make those other 2 and do a bunch of cuts.
Yeah, I didn't even get to cut more scraps. I was looking forward to cutting more scraps.
This block alone is taking you maybe an hour.
Let's put that needle down first. I always put the needle down first. You know? Right there. All right, now we're going to seal these edges off. So you can see 1/4 to 1/4. Just going to fold this. That is going to line up right here. And this is going to match up end to end right here. And I'm going to sew all the way in to right here. 1 stitch before that stitch right there. So see that last stitch? I'm going to stitch from the end into 1 stitch before that. Literally, it's very simple to stop right before it. So you can see I'm 1 stitch away, literally. Just have to aim just right. So that one's on there. Let's sew this one now. So now it's in half, and you can see where your ends are, and everything's going to land. I'm sewing from this end in to right here. So I'm just going to stop 1/4 inch before. Oops, let's keep that way, right there. Open it up and go, oh, look, that's kind of 1 stitch too far, but we're going to call it because I'm getting frustrated. All right, lining this one up. Again, I'm just stitching to a 1/4 inch away, and I took off real quick because I'm entangled my thread. You guys that have these problems with unthreading machines, I'm telling you, it's just, sometimes it's these little spools. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. Most times it's the little spools that do it, but which are these right here. Can you see that? Oh, the camera's not moving. These little spools, as opposed to a big spool right there. These little ones come unthreaded 10 times more when you start off fast and blah, blah, blah. The bigger spools don't do it as much. Don't ask me why or how that even works, but that's how it's going. And that's what happens. Not my fault. It's just finicky machine. It likes the big spools. Even my other Juki, same exact way. This one is repeating the same things my other Juki did. So it's not your machine, you guys. Your machines aren't breaking. It's just the machine likes it, what it likes. It's a semi-industrial machine, even though it's not marketed as that. It's actually marketed as a long arm quilting machine. Don't ask me why they marketed that. This is mid arm, but I guess I don't even think it's mid arm. I think mid arm is 14, 15 inches. 16 inches. Anything under 18 inches. Then 18 inches is long arm. Right there. Did I get them all? Did I do it? Is it all done? Okay. I'm finger pressing now. I do got to take that one extra stitch out on this because it's not going to lay flat. One stitch right there. Come on. There we go. That's as flat as it's going to go. Which way do these seams want to go? All right, that's going to go that way. That goes that way. And then I look at the back and I just decide which way they need to go. And the rest look good. Okay. Okay, now we're going to add these corners. Again, they just line right up. Come on, right there, and right there. And there. And one more. I am not making a whole quilt of these. Heck no. This is going to be probably the only time I ever make this block specifically. All right. I'm going to have Scott press it, and this is what they look like.
All right, man. Back in business.
That one. Oops. I'm trying to hold it in my hand because it's 6.5 inches at this point. So it's supposed to look like that. Here's the picture of it. They're separated. So you can see both colors are hanging out in weird spots. I don't know why they didn't just have you cut upside down and right side up to put it around it, but that's what they have you do is this. So I just, whatever. I could have chose better colors maybe too, but I don't know. It's still, I could see what's going on here. It's not perfectly flat because not everybody is perfect at Y seams, and I definitely am. Well, this one's better. This one's laying really flat. Some of them lay flatter, I guess. This one's a lot more flatter. There we have my two never again blocks. I guess maybe when you put them together, you would alternate their directions, you know, because I wouldn't put all 4 squares together. I would put the next block this way. So it creates like this double turny thing, you know. I would alternate the next one and alternate the next one. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. They're done. I like the previous block. Here's an up close of it again. This one came out way better, lays way flatter, and there was no Y seams and no headache.
Have you ever tried, instead of feeding the threads in the smaller spools horizontally?
I don't have a horizontal hook that keeps them on for this industrial machine, so I can't thread my machines horizontally. My threads, you know, I can't put the threads on horizontally. All right, we're going to put the camera back where it goes. So it's going to start moving right now. There we go. Camera's moving.
Do you use the side of your foot for your 1/4 inch seam, or do you use the seam tape?
I use my seam guide, my magnetic seam guide. I'm all about my magnetic seam guide. I don't mess around with that, you know. I can't run straight along the tape because even though it's got a guide, I can't run along it because my brain doesn't allow me to sew straight lines at all. Why is this all crooked? What happened here? Sorry, the camera's screwing around, guys. Everything just got crooked. No, I didn't because I can't. I'm trying to figure out what happened here with this mount. I did. All right. So I'm not making, I just did 2 seconds ago. All right. I have to say, these, I'm not sewing again. I'm just going to say, saying it out loud. Never again. All right. When it comes to my scraps, put that down in there. And we're going to put this right there. We're going to put all these away because I'm done with them for now. That goes there. Give me 2 seconds. You get to stare at my backside. That's that one. That goes in this one. And this one goes over here. I think this goes over here. Actually. Anyways, it comes in a kit. The rest of finishing on this AccuQuilt thing, it comes in a cube, literally a box. And you get 8 dies that are like books. And they just slide in here. I just throw this in on the side with it, like this. It's supposed to go in the starter thing. They have little pull tabs on them, but that's what it looks like. And this is what the Baby Go looks like all folded up. It's small. It does have some weight to it though. So I'm going to say this is like, I don't know, 12, 15 pounds. This is more than my 10-pound weight that I curl in the mornings. So yeah, this is like 10, 15 pounds. If you're not used to that, get some help or don't get it. Because it's definitely got some weight to it. All right, now that I mess with all that junk, let's cut some scraps. Because that was like my main focus today, was to finish cutting all this stuff up. All right. What I do for scraps is I see how much space I have available on the scrap. So this one I have about 8 inches. So I can cut 4-inch squares, or I can cut a 5-inch square and do a string strip, which I think I'm going to add to my 5-inch square bin. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim up the side. I have it on the fold, so it's being cut, folded in half, but I line that fold up with my lines on the ruler. Cut 5 inches off of here, and then I have enough to get a 2-inch strip, which I can cut down into 2-inch squares, or I can put it in my strings. But I think I'm going to turn it into 2-inch squares because I definitely need some more 2-inch squares for my bin. And you can see how much faster I cut as opposed to that machine, because I cut pretty quick. And I have less scrap. I'm just used to it. I have no idea how much it costs. Again, it was a gift to me. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before I got it as a gift. Somebody had it and they really didn't use it, so they sent it to me. Said, here you go. They are probably just as frustrated as I am trying to put those darn blocks together. Because that was just too much. They were like, oh, this is a cute looking block. Oh, this fabric right here has a boo-boo in it. So I have to cut around it. Yep, it's got a boo-boo right here. That's what happens with scraps as well. They have boo-boos in them, and I am allowed to cut around them. All right. I should be able to get 3 5-inch squares from this, though, even with that boo-boo right there on the end. In the fabric. It's like a rip in the fabric. And one more. Look at that. Yep. And that puts the waist on that side. I got lucky right there with this piece of fabric. But yeah, sometimes fabric gets rips in it or tears. Like, I don't know if it's done, if it happens in the factory or what, but here's the outside of the fabric. It's never been sewn through, but the thread is literally poking out and it's created a spider web right there. But it's garbage and I was able to cut around it. All right, so I got 3 5-inch squares out of that scrap. And they go in the 5-inch square stack. I have another piece of fabric. So scrap pieces this big, if I can get a 10-inch square, I'll cut 10-inch squares. Right now let's see if I even have 10 inches this way. Oops, turn the ruler around. No, I don't. But if I did, I would start with 10-inch squares, then move to 5, then move to 4, 3, 2, you know what I mean? In my number order, but I don't have 10 inches worth. So my biggest number I'm going to start with now is 5 inches. And then I will move on to 4.5, 4, 3.5. I don't have 3. I realized that the other day. I cut every other size but 3-inch. But I don't think I use very many 3-inch squares. So maybe that's why I never started cutting 3-inch. Yeah, I just cut my scraps down. It's so easy to do. It's also like refreshing to clean the drawers out, and So here I'm gonna get a bunch of 5s, and then I'm gonna go to the next number, put some in the 4.5-inch bin because what if I want them to go in other places? Yes, I press everything before chopping it down. I literally. No, I press it. Yeah, I press it, then cut it, then put it away. The bin wise, it's usually a mess. However, this pile looks right here, this is how it goes in the bin, like this. And then I pull it out, press it, and then do whatever. I'm going to get 1 3/4 off of this, and it's going to go into my string bin so that my string pile could actually, next string quilt I make, it'll get a little bit of that fabric as well. I'm pretty much just allowing these pieces of fabric to go into different projects. That way every project can have, every scrap project can have a piece of everything that I've chopped up. That's the whole goal here, is to, do that. Utilize all my fabrics in tons of different quilt projects. And then I save bigger chunks that are, if it's fat quarter or bigger, it goes into being folded into fat quarters. If it's bigger, oops, did I just cut that at 4 or 4.5? 4.5. Okay, good. Whew. Yep. If it's fat quarter, it goes in my fat quarters. If it's bigger than a fat quarter, I press it nicely, and then I fold it nicely, and they go back into a different bin of nicely folded big cuts. All right, so this is my 4.5-inch pile. My bins came from the Dollar Tree. Yep, I bought them at the Dollar Tree. It started off with like 5, and then I ended up with 30, and maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 40 of those shoe boxes. Yeah. Overkill? Sure, why not? But 5-inch squares are actually in the fabric room in the drawer thing that I showed you in the beginning of today's video. In that dresser, 5-inch squares are actually lined in those. So because I have tons of 5. Oh, so close, but no cookie. Those I do separately because they need a big bin, just like the 2.5-inch strips. I have so many. I have I think I'm at about 3,000 now. 2.5-inch strips in my possession.
The bin you have your jelly roll cuts, was that the same store?
Jelly rolls. No, those are the one that my jelly roll strips are in is an under the
big long.
Yeah, that big long thing is one of those under the bed storage. It's one of those Sterlite containers.
Yeah, that wasn't a
Yeah,
dollar.
that's not a dollar store thing. You get those at Walmart, Target, wherever they sell the Sterlite containers for under the bed. I think you can even buy them on Amazon and stuff too, honestly, and eBay. All right, I'm cutting 2.5 inch because these were already 5. So I'll get 4 2.5 inch squares. So every pile is literally getting some of this fabric, and it goes a long way. Now I'm going to cut 2 inch, and from the 2 inch I'll get 2, and then I'll get 1 inch strip, which I will cut into 2 1-inch squares. So every pile is getting a little bit of my pieces, which is cool because it spreads it all around. I think this is about 1.5, yeah, not quite 2. We're going to get 3 1.5-inch strips from this little piece on the end. One more. Perfect. There we go. And that's garbage. Grab another scrap. Nice big chunk. So you can see I go through this pretty quick. Usually I'm standing too, so I cut even faster. I'm pretty quick with that. I'm a quick cutter. All right, so again, I start with 5. 2 5s from this big piece. And whatever this is going to get, let's see, 1, 2, 3.5. This is going to get this one, so my 3.5-inch bin will get some of these. Get out of the way, do the 5s first. Sometimes I have to open them and then stack them, which is fine. It just depends on how many pieces, but you get more from your cuts if you open them up. Because when it was on the fold there, I would have got 1 cut, and then I would have had to open it anyway. So I might as well just open and stack them on top of each other. So now I get 6 total from there, and then I get a 2-inch strip from this end. So my 2-inch pile and my 5-inch pile and my 1-inch pile will get some squares from here, and my 3.5-inch. All right, that's 1 inch at the end. 1-inch pile, and yes, I do use my 1-inch squares. If you guys haven't been around my channel long enough to know, I like sewing tiny quilts.
Do you have a favorite quilt block or project you enjoy doing the most?
I like Friendship Stars. My favorite quilt block is a Churn Dash. My second favorite quilt block is a Dresden plate. I don't know why I love those. I just love them. They are tedious to do, but they are so beautiful when you have enough of them. And you make a big, huge, beautiful quilt out of them. Yeah, Juki is a straight stitch only machine. But they do make, Juki does make all sorts of machines. They have more. I do have a Juki HZL F600, and that machine has lots of different stitches. Yep. And Scott put a link in for that one if you guys want to check out how many stitches that Juki has. Juki also makes embroidery machines. I do not have an embroidery machine for Juki, nor do I have a long arm, but they do make those things. All right, how big is that? Nope. We're going to go with a 2.5-inch cut. And then a 1-inch from this end. Oh, wait, perfect. And come on. So sometimes I have scraps, but again, it's just small amounts because I make the most of my scrap. Then, here, I'll show you how this goes. 1-inch bin. 1.5-inch bin. And I guess we'll do 1 and 1.5. Oh, here's the 2-inch. I've been doing these all day and I keep forgetting. So I pull the lids off, take all my 1-inch squares and go, ta-da! So that's what my 1-inch bin has in it. So it's not very far up. It's only about 1 inch high so far. I'm trying to fill the whole thing. I honestly want to make as big of a quilt as I possibly can make from all these 1-inchers. put away for now. 1.5. Ready? They're in there now. I just let them get mixed up. I really don't care because it's postage stamp stuff. Postage stamp quilts. 2-inch. Grab the 2-inch pile. Also is another pile that just gets thrown in here. Again, postage stamp quilt. So, or if I need a 1.5-inch square or a 2-inch square to replace something that got, messed up in another pattern, I can always find something that I need from these bins. Close enough to the original fabric that I ran out of. My 2.5-inch bins are quite dilapidated, so to speak. I'm just going to pull out one and hope that it has room, and it does. So these I stack in the up and down mode. So they literally are in rows. When there's no more room to slide fabric in here, like this, when there's no more room, oh yeah, this one, I get one more time. Come on. Then I just start stacking on top like this. So I pretty much just throw all of these right on top. And these ones I keep in their color segments. I don't even mess them up. I try to keep the colors together because when I made my 25 patch block series, which is in my playlist, I used my 2.5-inch squares exclusively. And I had so many beautiful combinations of colors. Keeping them together, I needed 8 of whatever color and 10 of another color and whatever to make my 25 patch blocks. Anyways, that's probably the wrong number there. Whatever. Anyway, it makes it. Not curtains, no. I've made postage stamp quilts. Not curtains. I don't. That's what I started with when I first started sewing as a younger. When I sewed when I was younger, I made curtains. Before quilting even became a thing for me. As an adult, I've only made quilts. But when I was like in my 20s, I made the curtains for every place that I ever lived in with the kids. Anyways, and then I have 3.5. These are my 3.5s, right? Yep, 3.5. I'll pull that out. These get stacked like this, which I'm out of room. Let's see if I can even fit these. Oh, that's going to be too much. Let's split it. So my 3.5-inch bin is now over. And this is what I used to make my hand sewing quilt. The quilt top that I hand sewed. So this is now too much in here. So the next time I decide I want to make something with 3.5, I'll move this to a bigger bin, which is what I did with my 4-inchers, which is behind Scott, so I'm not even going to put it away. My 4.5 are right here. Yep. So 4.5 just kind of stack on themselves because I haven't really had too many of them. Oh yeah, I can't pull it all the way up. But I have a bigger bin that the 4s go in. And then 5s go again in the big dresser drawer things. Strings go in a string bin. Again, that's behind Scott, so I can't dig it out. So it's the same as my 2.5-inch strips and so on. So refer to my how I organize all my scraps video because that shows everything. All right, any questions? No?
I think so. Let's say
Ask now or forever hold your question until next Sunday. Labor Day, that's tomorrow. Have a happy Labor Day. Hopefully you guys barbecue or just sit at home because you don't want to go out and labor. It's just nothing physical tomorrow. Just stay home and do nothing. Anything else that's going on? Nothing else is going on. It's been just me doing this. This is all I've been up to. I haven't been making any quilt tops. I haven't even been long arm quilting. I'm just up to nothing. Just cleaning up scraps. I've been in a mood. So that's it. Anyways, so I'm gonna go.
Extension included in the 600?
Oh, the HCLF 600. Yeah, the extension table comes with it and a lid, cover lid. There's a video. There's an unboxing video. If you want to see everything that comes with it, that's in the unboxing video.
What doesn't the link show
Yeah,
you?
I have an unboxing video of the TL 2010Q, of the HCLF 600, and of the Juki DU 1181N. I have an unboxing video on all of them. All right.
When they click on the link, it should show you, tell you there too, shouldn't it?
It does if you scroll really far down in the ad.
Okay. Well,
for
we're
it.
doing the video.
Yeah, I have the video if you want to physically see the ad. It's in there. It's just scroll down and it'll tell you what's in there. There's some pictures and stuff on the ad. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. That's it. I'm done. Those blocks frustrated me. So if you ever want to try them, have fun, because I'm not doing them no more. You guys got to see the cat real quick. The camera is moving. He has decided to go in the drawer. Maybe I should go put it away now. See if he can get him. See if I can get him out. Wanting to get out of it.
He's sneaking out, trying to attack Daddy.
Yeah, the cat is so weird. He's such a weirdo. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Love y'all. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.